Hey everyone, in this video I will cover the solution walkthrough of Basic Pentesting 1 VulnHub by introducing the basic steps and methodology involved in a penetration test. Both numerous remote vulnerabilities and several avenues for privileges escalation are present on this machine. Since VirtualBox is what I use for all of my testing, that is the suggestion platform. It is set to work with VMware as well, but I haven't personally tested this. This virtual machine is designed with novice penetration tester in mind. The VM should ideally have the ideal level of complexity for beginners. So without wasting our time, let's get started. So our machine is up. I will need to find the IP address of vulnerable machine. So for that I will run the command netdiscover. Our vulnerable machine IP address is 192.168.0.119. We will run the nmap scan to find the open ports and services. -sc stand for default script, -sv stand for default version, and -pn stand for skip host discovery. From this we have three open ports, that is port number 21, service running is FTP and version is ProFTPD 1.3.3c. Port number 22, service running is SSH and version is OpenSSH 7.2 P2 Ubuntu. Lastly, we have port number 80, service running is HTTP and version is Apache HTTPD 2.4.18. So let's start with the port number 80. I will copy this IP and paste it in the browser. So there is a message saying it works. This is the default web page of this server. The web server software is running but no content has been added yet. So next I will run the gobuster command to find out the hidden directories. There is a directory called secret. Let's visit it. So as you can see, this website is built using WordPress. Also, there is a login functionality. Next, I will run the command wp scan. Enumerate user. So there are multiple vulnerabilities. Also, we have user admin. This is the default username. So I can try with the default password as well. we have successfully logged in. Another way is to brute force the password. So let's try. So username is admin and password is also admin. In my previous video, I have got the reverse shell by going into the appearance tab and editor. Next, I will click on footer. I will visit the website called Pentest Monkey for reverse shell. Let's copy the content. Paste. Don't forget to change the IP address. This IP address should be your machine IP address by running the command ifconfig. We will keep the port as it is. Let's update the file. File edited successfully. Next, I will run the command netcat -lnvp. We will keep the port number as 1234. Now let's visit some pages. I have got the reverse shell. So let's run the command who am I. So username is www-data. Let's run the command id. So it's confirmed that username is www-data. So in our nmap scan, we have got the port number 21 open, that is FTP. Service running is Pro FTPD 1.3.3c. Let's try to find is there any backdoor. So we will try by running the command search exploit Pro FTPD. So there is a one exploit, remote code execution. Let's fire up the MSF console. Use exploit Unix FTP /Pro FTPD. We'll set the payload as well. show options. We will set the R host and L host. Next, we will run the command exploit. I will run the command who am I. I have root access to the target machine. Now I am going to find the password of Marklin spy. As you can see here, we have the username, but we don't have password. We will run the command id, which confirms that we are root. We will run the Python command. Now I open Python spawn shell, interactive terminal spawn via Python. Identify when a terminal is spawned via Python. Attacker may upgrade a simple reverse shell to a fully interactive TTY after obtaining initial access to a host. Let's run the command cat etc/shadow. The shadow password file is a system file in which encrypted user passwords are stored so that they aren't available to people who try to break into the system. Now I copy this to a new file to crack the hash. I will save this file. And now I will use John the Ripper to crack this hash. Finally, I found the password for the Marklin spike and it is Marklin spike. So let's log in into the machine. Overall, this is a fun task. It took a while for me to find out details, but it provided me with an excellent introduction to the basic test of penetration. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more further updates. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. The Basic Pen Testing 2 CTF from VulnHub is a virtual machine challenge aimed at helping users practice their penetration testing skills. This walkthrough provides a step-by-step guide to complete the challenge. First, we will download this machine. Click on the download. and download this machine. I have already downloaded. So after downloading, just unzip this file and double click on it. It will import in the VirtualBox. Make sure that your network settings is set to bridge adapter. Click on the start. We need to find out the IP address of our machine. So I will run the command net discover. So our target machine IP address is 192.168.0.121. Next, I will run the command nmap to scan for open ports. We have port number 22 open, service running is SSH, port number 80 is open, service running is HTTP, 139 service running is NetBIOS SSN, 445 service running is NetBIOS SSN, port number 8009 service running is AJP13. Lastly, we have port number 8080, service running is HTTP. So we will first start with HTTP. Let's copy the IP address and paste it in the browser. The page lacks interesting details, so I will explore the target subdirectories using the command gobuster. After conducting a scan, I have discovered a directory named development. So let's visit it. So there are two txt files. Let's open one by one. It has been discovered that the password hash for J is weak and can be easily cracked. Although we know that J has a weak password, we lack details about the usernames. Therefore, alternative method must be considered. As identified by the nmap scan, the SMB service is active. Using the NetBIOS protocol, consequently, we will enumerate the SMB port using a tool named enum for Linux, which comes pre-installed on Kali Linux. Enum for Linux is a tool designed for enumeration that can detect and extract information from Windows and Linux system, including Samba host within a network. So our IP address is 192.168.0.121. We got two usernames, that is K and Jan, from the scan. Next, I will run the command hydra . We got to know the username as Jan and password as Armando. Now let's try to do login into the target SSH service with these credentials. Now we have successfully entered the target, but As you can see here, the user Jan is not the root user on the target machine. We are trying to find the flag for completing the challenge. We have found a pass.bak, but we doesn't have permission to read by another user as Jan is not the root user. Also, there is a .ssh directory. Let's visit that directory. It contains the private RSA key of the user. SSH private key, that is ID underscore RSA, has permission for other user to read. I will copy the content and paste it and save this file in desktop. Name as key. We will be using SSH to John tool to convert the private key into John format for cracking using the John the Ripper, which is pre-installed on Kali Linux. The password is bwax. We have got the passphrase for user K. Now we can log in as K via SSH with passphrase bwax. We have successfully logged in into the user K. We have found the password by opening pass.bak file. Now we can use this to evaluate our privileges. Successfully, we got into the root using this password. Now let's get into the final step. We got the flag. Thank you for following this walkthrough. I hope you have found it useful. Hey everyone, here is my walkthrough of the VulnHub machine cold box, which is easy, created by Martin Fries aka Cold. This walkthrough consists of first enumeration, second password brute forcing, third reverse shell, fourth privileges escalation, and fifth thread impact. Let's get started. First, I will switch on the vulnerable machine. Let's wait for a few seconds to boot this machine. Let's fire the terminal. Make sure the vulnerable machine is up and running on the same network adapter as your work machine. We'll run the command net discover. We can identify the IP address of the target machine as it comes with MAC vendor/hostname called PCS System Tech Nick GmbH. Now that we got the IP address of the target machine, let's run the nmap scan to find out about the ports and the service. So we will copy this IP address. Let's run the nmap scan. Here I am running an aggressive scan which output the most number of information available. You can see that the port 80 is open, which means you can access the HTTP website through the browser. Let's visit Now we are at the target website. It's look like a normal website by going through the introduction message. We get to know that it was designed by Cold and there are several ways to escalate the user privileges. That is cool. Let's try to find out all the possible ways. We can see that this is a WordPress site and there is an option for login. Let's click on login and see where it takes us. It takes us to a WordPress login page. Now we need to find a way to figure out the credentials. Before we do that, let's enumerate this website further by searching for any hidden directories. We will run the command gobuster. User share word list. We can see the hidden directories of the website. Let's go check the one called /hidden. We got a message stating that user called cold has permission to change Hugo password. This was told by Philip. These could be the name of the people operating this website. Speaking of website, since it is a WordPress site, we can run a WP scan to enumerate further information about it. And we may even find vulnerabilities and the usernames that we are looking for. We can run a WP scan to enumerate the target website by using the command wp scan $URL and URL. So we have identified the WordPress version, which is 4.1.31, is insecure and outdated. This means that the website might be vulnerable and we can find exploit for these vulnerabilities online, exploit DB and WP scan, etc. Let's run the scan again by using -e flag, which stands for enumeration. Here we can see the username of the target website. Since it is an insecure and outdated version of WordPress, we can confirm the legitimacy of the username by typing in the username and random text for the password. When we hit enter, it shows us that the password of said user is wrong, confirming that the user exists. We know that the user called cold is one of the main user of the website. Let's do a password brute forcing attack on this WordPress login portal using the WP scan. To do that, we will run the command wp scan $URL. We have got the username as cold and we will use p flag, which stands for password, and I have given the word list directory. We have found the password. Now let's log in. After logging in, we are at the dashboard page. Now our primary objective is to get a reverse shell in to the server. For that, we need to find a place to inject our malicious code in this website. We can do that by clicking on the appearance editor. Here we can find the template file and we can modify them to our likings. When we are trying to get the reverse shell using this method, usually we modify the 404 template, but in this case that didn't work. So we are going to modify the footer, that is footer.php. This is a reverse shell template available online for this specific scenario involving .php files. We can access that by going to the Pentest monkey. In that there is a directory called php reverse shell. We will copy this content and we will paste here. Don't forget to change the IP address and port, but you can set the default port. IP address, we will use our system IP address. After replacing the values, click on the update file button and you will get a message saying file edited successfully, which confirms our action. Now let's go back to the terminal and use the netcat tool to listen to the port that we have specified in our malicious code. We can do that by running the command nc-lnvp1234 to make the website run for malicious code that we have stored in the footer.php file. We need to refresh our target website. Now we have refreshed the target website. Awesome! We have successfully performed the reverse shell and got the shell running in our terminal. You are doing great so far. Let's keep going. Let's start by change our shell to the bash shell because it is more comfortable. We can do that by running the command Python 3. This command is used to run the Python 3 interpreter. -C stand for allow you to provide a Python command as a string to be executed by the interpreter. Import pty. This line imports the pty module, which stands for pseudo terminal. This module provides functions to control the terminal emulation. pty.spawn and in double quote /bin/bash. This line uses the pty.spawn function to spawn a new interactive bash shell. Essentially, it starts a new bash shell process within the current shell session, giving you access to a full command prompt. Let's see what files do we have in here by running the command ls. Now that we are inside the server, let's look for files that contain important information. In a WordPress website, there is a core file that consists of base configuration details of the website, and that file is called as wp-config.php. We can find that file in the directory cd/var/www.html. Let's open the wp-config.php file by using the cat command. Now that we have found the password for the username cold, let's switch over to that account by using the sudo command and enter the password. Let's go to the cold home folder and check if we can find anything interesting. We can navigate there by using the command cd/home/cold. Inside the home folder of the current user, we have found the user.txt. Let's open it by typing the command user.txt. It is some sort of base 64 encoding. Let's try to decode it. I guess this is in some another language. Let's try to translate it. Now we have got our first flag. It is time to escalate our privileges to the root user. Let's see what our current user permissions are. We can do that by using the command sudo-l. From this, we can see that our user cold can do the following commands. First is vim, second chmod, and third ftp. With the same permission of the root user, we can escalate our privileges to the root by using any of these three commands, and we will try out all the three ways. Before we begin, there is a website called GTF Gobins, which have all kind of tricks to bypass security, and we are going to use that website to help us during our task. By using chmod, go to the GTF Gobins website and search for chmod. Come to the sudo section. We can use this method to change the permission of a file which is restricted to the lower privileges user and turn it into an accessible file for everyone. In our case, the file that we want to access is the root file. We can set that by using the command lfile equal to root then we will execute the command sudo chmod 6777 $lfile. Let's try to go to the root directory. We'll try to read okay, we are able to read that file. Let's again decode this. Congratulations for coming up this far and completing the machine. You guys can turn it off now or try out other way of escalating the privileges of this machine with me. Alright, then let's go. By using the vim, first I will type the command id. As you can see, when we use the id command, it shows that we are still the user called cold, not the root. Using vim command, we can access the terminal as the root. Let's do that now. Go to the GTFO bins and search for vim. Now come to the sudo section. Let's use the option A. This is in some another language. It says press enter or type a command to continue. Shift plus Z by using FTP. Go to the GTFO bins and search for FTP. Come to the sudo section. We will run the command sudo FTP. We'll type the password. So by this way we have got the root access. Today we will be diving into another VulnHub CTF. This time it's EVM1. This machine is designed to test our penetration testing and privileges escalation skills. And I'll walk you through the complete exploitation step by step. So if you are into ethical hacking, bug bounty, or just sharpening your skills, stick around till the end. This is a super friendly box intended for beginners, and I recommended to use VirtualBox rather than VM. You can download this machine from this link. I have already downloaded and configured. First, we need to find the IP address of our target machine, and for that, we will use the command arp-scan-l. So in this case, I already know my target machine IP address. So I will start with the nmap scan. For that, I will use the command nmap-a with our target machine IP address. A stands for aggressive. Let's wait for a few minutes to complete our scan. With the help of nmap, I observe that port number 23, 53, 80, 110, 139, 143 and 445 are open with the service running SSH, DNS, HTTP, POP3, NetBIOS, IMAP and NetBIOS respectively. As we have port number 80 open, I will copy this IP address and paste it in the browser. The Apache web page open, which is normal, except for the fact that there was a comment saying you can find me at WordPress. I am vulnerable web app. Now, according to this comment, it means there is a vulnerable directory called WordPress. So to confirm, I will use the command dirb. And to no surprise, there is a directory called WordPress. Now, this is a WordPress, as the name suggests. We can use WP scan to find more about it. With this command, I am telling that WordPress to enumerate all themes, all plugins installed on the WordPress site, and finally all the users that might be logged in onto the WordPress site. Let's wait for a few minutes to complete our scan. I can see that user identify, there is one username where we can attack via brute force and get a password to log in. To do that, we will use WordPress scan with a URL. Username, we have corrupted brain, and for password I will give roq.txt file which is present in user share word list, and there you go. I have got the password as 24992499. Meta exploit. For that, I will launch MSF console. Search wp-admin_shell, use 0. We need to use this exploit. Show options. Now we need to set the rhost, target URI, username and password. Let's do it quickly. All thing is set. Now we are good to go. So once the exploit is running and attack is successful, you can have your Metapreter session. As you can see, we have got a Metapreter session. We will go to /home directory, do ls. Let's go into the root 3r directory. Again we will do ls. Let's cat dot root underscore password underscore ssh dot txt. Now we know that the password of the root user is willy26. We can now switch our user to root, and for this we need to type shell. We will use Python tty shell. We will switch to root. Password we know as willy26. Let's copy and paste. Who am I? Now you can see we are root user. And here the root flag which complete the challenge. If you enjoy this walkthrough, please hit like, subscribe and share. And let me know in the comments if you like me to do more VulnHub machines. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will cover the walkthrough of Lazy Sysadmin. This machine is a boot to root CTF available on VulnHub. Its difficulty is rated as beginner or intermediate. So you can download from this link and import it in VirtualBox. I have already imported, so I will click on start. Let's wait for a few minutes. Till now, you must be knowing what will be the first command. We will discover the machine IP address by running tool netdiscover. I have got the target machine IP address 192.168.0.122. Next, we will scan the network to find the open ports and service by running nmap -sc -sv -pn and IP address of target machine. Let's wait for our scan to get complete. Now we can see that port 22, 80, 139, 445 and other ports are open. So we will start with enumeration. We'll use tool gobuster. and we will give the path of our word list. Here we can see some directories like WP, WordPress, etc. Let's open them one by one. With WordPress, I got to know two names, Toggy and admin. There is a PHP myadmin which can help us check the database present and can help in privileges escalation over WordPress. Let's see if SMB public share is enabled. So let's try to access them by SMB client command. Now all the shared directories available on the given host are visible. We will check for share folder. Let's go to the WordPress directory and look what we have found. Let's check in wp-config.php. Is there any useful information available to us? So we have got the database username and database password. Let's try to log in. So I have logged in into the PHP myadmin. Let's try Hydra tool, which is used to brute force the password by using the favorite word list rocku.txt. Here we got the SSH login credential. So let's try to log in. As we know that we have logged into a user named Logi, so I will run the command to just confirm. Now we have to gain the root privileges. To do that, we will run the Python command. Sudo l, password is 12345. So we will move backward. We'll go in the root directory. We'll try to read the proof.txt file. If you find this video helpful, please give up a thumbs up, subscribe and press the bell icon so you never miss an update.